Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. It's a cool 44 degrees, and that's our high today. And that's pretty chilly for down south here. So I made a run to the local gas station to pick up some off-road, some non-ethanol, things that we use on a regular basis around here, y'all. And a little bit of gas for that Yellow Ranger, Elisa's truck. And y'all, it doesn't matter how often I go to buy fuel, I get a little bit of sticker shock. And I know that's probably not trending right now, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. And we're going to, after fueling up, buck some firewood, and Lisa's going to get on that all wood log splitter and see what we can get done ahead of some nasty weather that's coming tonight. Guys, thanks for stopping in at Piney Woods. Hit that like and subscribe if you hadn't, and if you have, y'all, as always, we appreciate you. So $18.50, that's what I paid for 5 gallons of off-road diesel fuel just a little while ago when I went and picked it up. Most of the time I wait until all of our cans are empty and I go do a fill up, but right now I just decided to go get what I need. And what I needed was just a little bit extra to tide us over for a few weeks. So wouldn't fill it up just enough, but $18.50 for 5 gallons. And I burned 5 gallons the other day doing a job, burying stumps, doing some grading. Basically, that machine will consume around a gallon or so on average per hour, whether it's under full load or a light load. It's fairly economical to operate, but the cost of it is ridiculous, y'all. $18.50 to run that thing for 5 hours. And that does not include wear and tear on the machine, grease that you're putting into all your joints, making sure that everything is staying well lubed. It does not really equate to $18.50 is what it costs to run that thing 5 hours. It's a lot more than that. And a lot of times folks don't understand just how much it costs to operate, especially the way things are today. The beast is a little chilly this morning. I don't blame it. Normally I have lifted up the log lift and positioned this onto the next bunk when we're ready to start splitting and stacking a new one. I just didn't do it the other day. I was a little bit lazy. So I gotta let it warm up, lift that up, move it, reposition it to a new bunk. It's just a whole lot easier on us. As Lisa's splitting, I can stack right off the end so that we're not just making a big old pile. We have done that plenty, but I like doing it as efficiently as possible just so that it is easier on us, because we get great exercise doing it, but I don't want to burn off all my biscuits at one time, if you know what I mean. But non-ethanol gas, it is more expensive than your traditional ethanol blend. I don't know why that is, but I'm wanting to say it was $3.69 or $3.69.9, which is actually $3.70, when I purchased about 10 gallons a while ago. Y'all, it is not cheap to operate small engines. You can run that ethanol stuff, but you'll end up with nightmares, trust me, I know. And so we always go for the non-ethanol with all the small engines, the Gator, splitter, chainsaws, trimmers, all that stuff. But y'all, it costs to operate, and a lot of times folks don't know that. They just see a price for the wood that they're wanting to buy and they think, Lord have mercy. They really don't realize all that goes into producing it. And if you produce wood, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But non-ethanol, that's expensive, y'all. We'll talk about gasoline for the vehicles here in just a couple minutes. Let me get this machine moved where it needs to be. 1 gallon of non-ethanol, $3 and what did I say? $3 and either 70 cents or 80, I can't remember. I think it was $3.70. Plus my oil to make it 50-to-1 ratio. And I can run a gallon of gas for quite some time in this Echo. It's pretty fuel efficient. Bar and chain lube. Which I overfilled just a little. Have a tendency to do that. But y'all, none of this is cheap to operate. Cheap to acquire, none of it. But it's part of it. It's part of operating. So this $3.70 a gallon gasoline that hopefully will keep this saw from having mechanical issues, and it seems to, as many years as I've been running a non-ethanol since I learned my lesson many years ago, seems to do the trick. But it's not cheap, y'all. I got into a little bit of dirt with that saw the other day, and I did a touch-up sharpening on it, but I think I should have gone just a little bit more aggressive. That hickory's tough stuff, but still yet not throwing quite as big a chip as I was hoping for. So I'll get my steel out now, because this good and sharp. I used it the other day. Do some more bucking, y'all, but I don't really know why everything costs as much as it does. Got some ideas on that. If you think about this gasoline and diesel fuel pricing, a lot of what we're buying into the country is coming from outside of the country now. Kind of think about it like firewood. If you were loading up split firewood on a container, shipping it here from the Middle East or Asia, the cost of that firewood would probably be a whole lot more than if you purchased it from somebody 10 miles down the road. So kind of think of it like that, y'all. That could be a reason that it's so expensive. Now, as far as gasoline for the vehicles, the ethanol blend is what we have here. I think like 10% ethanol. They say up to 10%. I'm sure it's 10, probably pushing 15. $2.89 is what I paid this morning for regular. Well, that is quite a bit cheaper than it has been, but what always triggers prices to go down at the pump for the majority of customers? Election years. And I'm not even convinced that all of that is on the up and up, if you know what I mean. So they could probably just keep the prices as high as they wanted to and do whatever they want to do, because it does feel sometimes like that's what they do anyways. And I was even in the gas business for several years, a brother of mine and I can remember paying, let's just say back then, probably $30,000 for a tanker load of fuel, gas, to come to us. I have no idea what these store owners, these independent store owners, are paying now. But back then, we were fortunate to make 2 cents a gallon on gas when we sold it. If you're doing real good, you're making a nickel. You really didn't make much money on the gas, but one thing that never seemed to change was the amount of tax that the government was making off of that gallon of gas. All right, my old steel did the trick, got through the rest of this hickory that I was working on. Got to get that Echo back in the vise and do a little more thorough sharpening on it. I do everything by hand with regular old file. All right, got stuff warming up, burning some of that high dollar off-road diesel, and high dollar non-ethanol gas, because we got to produce firewood, y'all. Something else that'll keep folks warm. There she is. You're the wood boss. You're the wood boss. You're the bank teller. You're the bill pay. You're the, let's see, what else?
Secretary, accountant.
Secretary, accountant, payroll, the whole 9 yards. Firewood producer, everything extraordinaire. So I was talking before you came down here about gas prices and how they've been high for a long time, but now all of a sudden your regular gas for your vehicles, the ethanol stuff has tanked, and I say it's probably because it's an election year.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely, y'all. That's why it is. I don't know why they try to appease us for just a little bit of amount of time to get what they want when they can just get what they want anyways, right?
Well, they're going to do what they want to do anyways.
They really are. But how that off-road non-ethanol, it hadn't really come down at all in probably a year, at least,
Yeah.
from what we can tell. But in Lisa's family used to be in the gas station business too, with a little country store, and if you had to guess, I've already told them what I used to make on a gallon of gas. If you had to guess, on average, what were y'all making on a gallon of gas?
Very little.
What do you reckon? Pennies?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, pennies, y'all. That's what your store owner makes, but as far as your independent store owners. But the tax man, they're going to get their share, and it's not going to go down. It never does. It never does. They're going to get their share, however crooked that is. But guys, that's just our little bit of insight into the cost to operate, y'all. If you're looking for cheap, you're probably going to get cheap in some form or fashion, but it's probably not going to be the cheap that you were hoping for. Look for affordable. Don't look for just plain cheap. And I'm talking about firewood. I'm talking about equipment. I'm even talking about food, y'all. I went in the grocery store the other day.
For the first time in, I think,
a year?
A year, probably.
It's just not, I don't get out much, y'all. And I went in because we needed a couple of things that we just hadn't had time to do. Homemade buns. We wanted some barbecue sandwiches. And I had a little sticker shock, y'all, when I walked around and looked at things. So for those of you that aren't growing your own food, man, get on it. I don't see how, even with my old job, I don't see how we could have done it.
Well, I mean, even the few things that I do by now, which is primarily dairy and like dish soap, because we don't have a dishwasher. So
Right.
we go through a good bit, and it's like a good double what it used to be for a big bottle.
It was like $8 just for a little jug of.
Ajax, the cheapest, yeah, because the Dawn is like, the Dawn is, I think, $12 at our grocery store.
Ain't nothing getting cheaper, y'all. So you just got to be smart. You just got to be smart. Grow some food. You know, we are a homesteading channel. We're not just about firewood. It just happens to be firewood season around here.
And then in the summer, you're going to get nothing but...
You'll get a whole lot of gardening. You'll get some woodwork stuff too, but a whole lot of gardening. Guys, we hope you'll have a good day, a great week. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high, we'll see you on the next one. And if you want to support our channel, I'm going to throw this plug out there. We make our own beard balm for nice beards like this. Short beards, it don't matter. We make our own beard balm right here. Organic, simple ingredients. Lisa makes soy candles. They burn a long time. You get what you pay for. We've got our own website. I'll link it down in here, be in the description as well as probably on the screen. You can get you a candle to give to somebody. You can get some beard balm if you run out, those of you that already have. And if you want to try something new, you know, we've got 3 different flavors, we call them around here, for the beard balm. And I think I'm wearing, what am I wearing today?
I don't know.
Because I don't smell so good. Lisa's my sniff tester. Is that what you call that?
I guess.
But anyways, check it out. It'll help us out a whole lot, including watching our videos, sharing them with your friends. We always appreciate that. Guys, y'all have a good one. And like I said, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. I'll say it again. We'll see you on the next one.